First NFL check, I'd probably have to be a Ford Bronco, but get a little car, affordable, but good looking. So that's definitely what I got in my mind. And then we're gonna figure the rest of it out.
That's Aidan Hutchinson talking to reporters at the Scouting Combine. We interviewed him at the Super Bowl. And, the kid's 21 years old. First of all, he's a giant. I don't know how he's going to fit into the new Ford Bronco because it doesn't seem quite as large as the older models. But I guess they'll find a way. They'll cut a hole in the roof if they have to. I remember seeing...
You must be looking at the Bronco Sports because, the new Bronco is not like that small. I don't know. I've seen a small. It's like the Escape size. Now you got me going on cars, man. Yeah, you're talking about the Bronco Sport. He ain't talking about the Bronco Sport. He means the real thing. And frankly, I think this means that the Jaguars should pass on him and he should go to Detroit. And that should be the thing that the Fords present him in his introductory press conference. Like, hey, man, we've got a little surprise for you. And you bring him outside and boom, there's a Ford Bronco.
Maybe this is his way of letting the Jaguars know he doesn't want them to draft him. Maybe that's his message. Because he didn't say, I want a Jaguar, right? I'm going to buy a Jaguar. But that he could have said that. Oh, no, seriously, right? By the way, I noticed something earlier. Can we get the wide shot of Myles? You've got a car up by your PFT license plate. I'm curious what model car that is. What is that?
That's a Porsche 911 4S. It's like a 2007 model or something like that, 2008. I can't quite remember. I could look at it, but I'm not.
I was just curious.
It's
I saw it. I noticed it. It's good. It's good to have. I've got a Ferrari clock in my barn, and every time I go down there and I turn on that light, I see that logo and the name and this red neon around it, and that's my bat signal to someday maybe have the nerve and the money to buy a Ferrari. All right. So I assume that's what you would buy then, that Porsche, whatever model that is up on your, if you got the NFL signing bonus, you'd go buy one of those right away.
A 911 4S, but actually I probably wouldn't. I'd go with a Lamborghini Urus at this point. Back when the 911 came out, like that one, that generation of it, the Lamborghini Urus wasn't out yet. I want one of those trucks, man. I will probably never have enough money to get one of those Lambo SUVs, but my God, those things are beautiful. I see when I go and I'm out somewhere and I see them rolling down the street. I was crossing the street a couple weeks ago after I had brunch the other day, or out here in LA is what I mean, on a Saturday. It wasn't during the week, just so you know. It was a Sunday.
That's all right.
Whatever
That's all right.
it was. I'm crossing the street.
We don't pay attention to your work hours. We will now.
Well, I guess not, huh? I've crossed the street and I see this guy and he's driving a Lamborghini Urus, and I was a couple mimosas in and I gave him a thumbs up. I was so happy to see it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. They roll down the Ventura Boulevard all the time. It's fantastic. I have one specced out on my desktop too. They let you do that on Lamborghini.com. It's gray. I'm telling you, it's got white. Yeah. It's got red stitching inside. My gosh. Oh.
My problem with getting a really expensive car, twofold. It is a horrible investment. First of all, it is a terrible thing to do with your money. Unless you get it, but then again, the cost of used cars now has been skyrocketing, so maybe it's not as bad of an investment as it used to be. Secondly, my wife's got this thing that has infected me, and it's this fear that if you make this really big purchase on something that you don't need, and that it's money you could give to the poor or something, you're going to go to hell. So we joke about it, and I don't think she's really joking, that if you buy a Ferrari, you're going to go to hell. And if it's a really nice Ferrari, I could just drive it straight into hell, which, would be fine. As long as I get to keep the Ferrari. If I keep the Ferrari and go to hell, maybe it's a good trade. But that's one of the things that's kept me from seriously exploring it. All right. Here are the odds from
nihilistic Mike today. My goodness, I get a Ferrari and I'm going to hell.
This is the new boss. Here's PointsBet odds on the first overall pick in the draft. As of right now, Evan Neal, a guy we interviewed this week, the tackle from Alabama, is currently the favorite, followed by Aidan Hutchinson, and there's the rest of the list. Here's Hutchinson on talking about the value of defensive linemen, something we seem to be reminded of pretty much every year at Super Bowl time. Here he is.
You know, obviously pass rush has always been important in the NFL, but like recently, even like watching the Super Bowl, see the impact it can have on a game. What do you see as you enter the NFL about what teams are prioritizing and what kind of things you can provide in this game today?
Yeah, I think that's why pass rushers get paid the most, or one of the most, just because they have the ability to affect the game like that, like Von and Aaron. I mean, they really took over that game, and that's why they get paid.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really the key. We saw it in Super Bowl 50. We saw it in Super Bowl 55. We saw it in Super Bowl 56. When you have an overwhelming pass rush, it doesn't matter who your quarterback is. If he doesn't have time to set up and throw, it's game over. It's championship in hand. And so you need a great quarterback, and you need somebody who can affect the other team's quarterback. And if you have those two things taken care of, you're in a position to win a lot of games in January and February.
Yeah, and look, it's one of the reasons why tackles also get paid so much. I'm talking about offensive tackles. If you can keep that guy off of the QB, then that's really going to help you win. It's why last spring I kept talking about, well, if I'm the Cincinnati Bengals, I don't necessarily know if I want to draft Jamar Chase over somebody like Penei Sewell, because you got to be able to protect that guy. Now, while I can definitively say that I was wrong and that obviously the Bengals should have drafted Jamar Chase, they still certainly need to fix their pass protection. Joe Burrow got sacked 70 times between the regular season and the postseason. All right, so that's something that they've got to do. They've got to be able to protect him better so that guys like Aidan Hutchinson don't come into the backfield and continue to hit him and maybe shorten his career than it otherwise might be.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.